I turned leftover bricks into this backyard bench area.
What do you do when you finish a project and still have a pile of bricks left over? You could stack them in the corner of the yard and forget about them, or you could turn them into something useful. I had these leftover bricks from another project, and instead of letting them go to waste, I decided to use them for a weekend DIY project. My plan was to build a brick paver pad for this bench next to my backyard putting green. That would give family and friends a comfortable place to sit, relax, watch someone putt, or wait for their turn to play. But before I could build the pad, I needed to make some changes to this corner of the yard, including removing a crape myrtle tree and improving the landscaping around my pear tree. And since I still had bricks left after building the bench pad, I found another way to put those to work too. Hello, I'm Ken Conley with Conleys Home Improvement. Let me show you how this project came together. I already had this bench near my backyard putting green, but I wanted to create a permanent location for it. The putting green had become another feature of the backyard where family and friends could spend time together. What it didn't have was a good dedicated seating area. I wanted the bench close enough that someone sitting here could watch people putt, talk with everyone playing, or simply sit down and enjoy the backyard. And because I already had leftover bricks, this seemed like the perfect opportunity to improve the area without buying a completely new set of materials. That's one of the things I enjoy about DIY projects. Sometimes the materials left over from one project become the starting point for the next one. Before I could start laying bricks, I needed to prepare this corner of the yard. There was a crape myrtle growing near the pear tree. Over time, I realized that removing the crape myrtle would accomplish two things. First, it would open up this section of the yard for the bench. And second, it would give the pear tree more room for its branches to expand. So removing the tree wasn't just about making room for the paver pad. It was also part of reorganizing the landscaping in this corner. Once the crape myrtle was removed, I had a much clearer area to work with. Now I could start figuring out exactly where I wanted the bench. I positioned the bench near the fence and right alongside the putting green. Before doing any permanent work, I wanted to make sure the location made sense. There needed to be enough room for the bench itself, enough space for the legs to sit securely on the bricks, and enough clearance so the bench didn't interfere with the putting surface. Once I was satisfied with the location, I could establish the footprint of the pad. One DIY tip here: don't make your pad exactly the same dimensions as your bench. Give yourself some extra room around the legs. It looks better, makes positioning easier, and gives you a little flexibility if you ever replace the bench. With the location established, it was time to prepare the ground. And this is one of those parts of a paper project that isn't very exciting, but it can determine how good the finished project looks. I removed and loosened the soil where necessary and worked on creating a relatively flat area for the base. I used my shovel, levels, and other basic hand tools to check the area as I worked. The goal was simple: create a solid, reasonably level foundation so the finished bricks wouldn't rock or shift every time someone sat on the bench. Take your time during this stage. If the base isn't right, laying the bricks on top won't fix it. Once the ground was prepared, I installed this dark paver base system. This gave me a defined surface for laying the bricks and helped create a stable foundation for the pad. I checked the base with my level before moving forward. For a small project like this, you don't need dozens of specialized tools. A shovel, level, rake, or grading tool, hand tamper, and a few basic landscaping tools can get a lot accomplished. The important thing is checking your work as you go. Because once you start laying bricks, you want the base underneath them to already be where it needs to be. Now came the reason this project started in the first place. These bricks. They weren't brand new bricks that I bought specifically for this project. They were leftovers. They had different colors, some had mortar residue, and they certainly weren't all perfect. But I actually liked that. This wasn't supposed to look like a brand new commercial patio. I wanted something functional that fit naturally into the backyard. And reusing materials I already owned meant I could make another improvement without wasting perfectly usable bricks. I started laying the bricks across the prepared base. Instead of simply running every brick in the same direction, I arranged them in a basket weave style pattern. That gave the small pad much more visual interest. As I worked across the area, I adjusted individual bricks to keep the pattern tight and the surface as even as possible. Because these were reused bricks, they weren't all perfectly identical. That's where you have to be willing to make adjustments. I would place a brick, check the fit, reposition it if necessary, and continue working across the pad. This is another reason I like dry layout projects. You can make adjustments before everything becomes permanent. As the pad came together, I continued checking the surface. For a bench pad, one of the biggest concerns is stability. You don't want someone sitting down and feeling the bench rock because one leg is sitting on a high brick. So I checked the bricks and made adjustments wherever necessary. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect down to a fraction of an inch, but the finished pad needs to be solid, reasonably level, and comfortable to use. Once the brick pad was finished, it was finally time to put the bench in its new location. And this was the moment when the whole idea started making sense. Instead of the bench simply sitting somewhere around the putting green, it now had its own defined space. The brick pattern helped separate the seating area visually from the surrounding landscaping while still fitting the style of the backyard. More importantly, the bench now sits on a solid surface. No legs sinking into soft soil, no uneven seating area, and no need to move the bench every time I work around the landscaping. But I wasn't finished with those leftover bricks yet. After completing the bench pad, I still had enough bricks to improve another part of this corner. So I decided to build a circular brick border around the trunk of the pear tree. This helped define the landscaping bed and visually connected the tree area with the new brick bench pad. Instead of having two completely separate features, the repeated brick material helps tie everything together. And again, I was accomplishing it primarily with material I already had. Now compare where this corner started with where it ended up. The area was reorganized. The crape myrtle was removed, giving the pear tree additional room to grow and opening up space beside the putting green. The leftover bricks became a dedicated pad for the bench. The bench now gives people a place to sit while watching or playing on the putting green. And the remaining bricks became a circular landscaping border around the pear tree. One pile of leftover materials helped me complete 2 backyard improvements. That's a pretty productive weekend project. There are a few things I take away from this project. First, don't automatically throw away leftover building materials. Before you get rid of them, look around your property and ask yourself, is there another project where I could use these? Second, preparation matters. The finished bricks are what everybody notices, but the work underneath them is what helps keep the project stable. And third, a DIY project doesn't have to be huge to make a difference. This wasn't a new deck. It wasn't a complete backyard renovation. It was a small improvement that made an existing part of my backyard more functional. Here's the finished result. A simple brick paver bench pad built largely from materials I already had. Now, when we're using the backyard putting green, there's a dedicated place for someone to sit, watch, relax, or wait for their turn. And because I reused the leftover bricks around the pear tree as well, the entire corner feels more intentional. Sometimes a successful DIY project isn't about spending more money. It's about looking at what you already have and finding a better way to use it. If you enjoyed this project, give the video a thumbs up. And if you're a homeowner who wants to tackle more projects yourself, save money, and build your DIY skills along the way, subscribe to Conleys Home Improvement. I've been doing DIY home improvement projects for more than 40 years, and I'm sharing what I've learned along with the projects I'm still working on today. And if you haven't seen how I built the backyard putting green you see in this video, watch that project next. Thanks for watching. I'm Ken Connolly with Conleys Home Improvement, and I'll see you in the next project.
Conleys Home Improvement. Making your home look good one project at a time. I turned leftover bricks into this backyard bench area. Follow at Conleys-Home Improvement. Thanks for subscribing and following. Again, thanks for viewing, and I'll see you in the next video.